Hi, I'm Kyle, and this is Hi Kyle. Today I'd like to talk about space. The crazy thing about space is how big it is. What's crazier than that is there's even more when you zoom in. I mean, whose idea was that? I'm impressed. But what is space? Are we in space, or is space a result of us being here? Us being matter. Is it the matter which creates space, or does space itself create matter? Even if we had nothing, is that something? If we stack nothing on top of nothings, is it still nothing even at a level of infinity? Isn't 1 divided by 0 infinity? Is potentially mathematically the same as actual? Where are the lines drawn? Is a rock alive? Am I alive? Are all dead? I'm dead on the inside. But how? How is space? If we lived inside of a computer simulation, then space could be represented in a data stream. For example, the room you find yourself in is full of data, objects with specific shapes and overall surface area, colors, weights, and size. All of this info can be reduced to binary and processed by a computer. If you took the time, you could recreate your room, including every atom of your body and the environment, virtually. It'd be only a slice, a picture, if you will, of all that data. Quick side note. Pi is an irrational number. It means it never ends. So if you were to look at the digits as just odd or even, you would get a string of ones and zeros. And because of its never-ending nature, there will be a time where those exact sequence of ones and zeros that make up your room will come into existence. You may think of it as an unlikely event, but it's actually 100% likely because you're currently living in it. Back to what I was saying. Now we have a picture, and each picture is frozen. That's a weird way to say it, but okay, listen. So it's a long story, but I was aboard this alien laboratory one time, and I'm just doing my best to describe what I saw. So there's this picture, and it's floating in the air, and it's cold. It's so cold, there's like cold mist coming off it. And in front is another picture, 1 second ahead in time, and behind another 1 second in the past. You know, it's film. These images are just representations of data. Now, each of these batches of data are stored, and since it's stored neatly, it's stored next to the ones it looks similar to. This creates a line. But when the film is stacked and combined with all other frames of reference, it looks more like a blue sphere. One blue sphere portrays our universe. So our entire universe is a blue sphere in line behind another blue sphere very much like it, going around in a circle, a perfect circle around a the center being us. I'll get back to that in a second. Splitting off from each blue sphere is a different alternate reality made up of other blue spheres, of choices we make, and this is part of the fifth dimension. And as we, the viewer, sit in the middle of this immense reality possibilities, our collective consciousness chooses which world we reside in by the actions we take in our lives. Interestingly enough, it looks very similar to an electron cloud. Do you understand probabilities? Should I explain probability? I probably shouldn't. Anyway, you know we're all one consciousness, right? Did you think you're an individual? You know you come from the ground, right? From the earth? Okay, so I like to watch people walk. So they like lift their foot off the ground and attempt to leave, and the ground just pulls it right back. They're like, I'm not the ground. Yes, you are. I'm not the ground. Yes, you are. You're not the ground. Yes, you are. That's just funny to me. Where was I? You guys want to know how the Big Bang happened? Okay. All the matter that exploded out of the Big Bang was there before the Big Bang. So where can we find a bunch of matter tightly packed together? A black hole. So here's how you start a universe. First, you need a black hole. And to create a black hole, you need a bunch of stuff. FYI, if you have a bunch of stuff in real life, you're just like a black hole. Now, it's possible to jumpstart a black hole with a dying star, but if you just have a bunch of stuff, you can start the hole. That's how helium came about. A bunch of hydrogen were hanging out, and there was so much hydrogen that the pressure on the hydrogen in the middle caused fusion and created helium. Anyway, space is like a fabric. I don't have a low budget, I have a no budget. So space is like a fabric, and when matter sits on the fabric, it bends. This is the effect of gravity, and gravity ripples through the fabric of space. Now, more mass and density, more ripples. Inside a black hole, though, the matter sits at the bottom and the fabric is stretched to its limits. And at the bottom is a kind of singularity. Space is curved so extreme that light cannot escape. Now, let me talk about the event horizon for a second. A question to all these smart astrophysicists: hypothetically speaking, if there was no matter inside a black hole, just the physical warping of space-time, and light entered, would it come out the other side? I am curious to what's the real answer. If you are a professional and know the answer to my question, email me at imhikyle@protonmail.com. Now, no matter how much matter is inside a black hole, even if it were supermassive, it will remain stable. But if you were to merge two of these supermassive black holes and density was enough, then you can push beyond that limit. One consumes the other. The density is so great that the gravity ripples become waves, and the waves become erratic, and space begins to boil. And since the infinitely small and infinitely dense object sits at the bottom, there is a moment where, because of the jagged topography of space, the hunk of mass is unable to remain stable and cracks, and energy escapes. A boom, an explosion, a Big Bang. The birth of a universe is the result of an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. Maybe. I don't know. It's not like I was there. I didn't see it. You know what I did see? Was this turkey baster thing. It creates black holes. All you need is a section of space, and you put the turkey baster in. It's not a literal turkey baster. It's like an eyedropper thingy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You put it in, you squeeze, and you can create a black hole. It's super cool. I'd say don't try that at home, but that would be pretty funny to come home and catch your roommate squeezing a turkey baster hovering above the kitchen granite. Like, what are you doing? Shh, I'm making a black hole. It's matter. Okay, well, that was really fun. Thanks for watching. Everyone have a good night.